All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello and welcome to today's webinar on pursuing an international degree at the Brandenburg University of Technology in Cottbus and Senftenberg. We have today with us the representative from the university, Christine Handrich. She is with the International Admissions Office. You can see here also the email address that you can use to get in touch with her and with her colleagues if you have any questions later on about the degree programs that we are going to talk about today. My name is Hanni Geist. I'm with the DAAD office in San Francisco, and you can reach me later on using the daadsf@daad.org email address. So what are we going to do today? Today's agenda will be first, I will talk about a little bit about DAAD if you're not familiar with our organization. And then more importantly, I will talk about scholarships and grants that are available to you if you choose to study in Germany, either on the undergraduate or the graduate level. And then the main part of this presentation will really be about the Brandenburg University of Technology, where you will hear about potential study opportunities on the undergraduate level and the graduate level. You will hear about advantages of studying at the BTU. And of course, you will hear about the application process and admission requirements if you are interested in applying for either a bachelor's program or a master's program. And then you will also hear a little bit more about university life, and you will also hear a little bit more about Cottbus and the surrounding area. At the end of this presentation, we will have plenty of time for Q&A, and you can already take notes and type in your questions as we speak, so then I can collect those questions and we can ask them later on in the Q&A. And before we begin the webinar, I would just like to get a few questions out of the way that usually come up. So first of all, I'm recording this webinar so you can listen to it later on. You can forward it to your colleagues or your peers if they're interested in studying in Germany at the Brandenburg University of Technology. And I also will upload this presentation and also the BTU's presentation, so you can download that and that you have all the information. So you don't need to take any notes at this point. You will really have all the information in the presentation. And you saw in one of the previous slides, of course, you will be able to contact us using the email addresses that I just provided, and you will also find the email address later on in the presentation that Christine will give in a few minutes. So if you are not familiar with the GoToWebinar tool, all attendees are in listen-only mode, but as I said, you can type in your questions or if you have any concerns using this question panel here. You can chat with us throughout the presentation. Of course, while I speak, I will not respond right away, but during Christine's presentation, I will certainly try to answer any questions right away. But if there are any questions that may be of interest to other listeners, I will collect them for the Q&A at the end, so really that we can ask them in the big panel at the very end. Now, what is DAAD? Simply put, DAAD is the higher education arm of the German government. It is a German national agency for international academic cooperation and exchange. And what that really means is that DAAD represents higher education abroad. We're an independent association of German universities, and so we do provide general counseling about studying and research in general. We inform about student life in general, any questions that you may have in general about studying in Germany, applying to a university, and maybe also the differences between the American system and the German system. And then we do also offer scholarships and grants really on all academic stages and all disciplines. And this is available to students that are interested in degree programs or study abroad opportunities that are available in English or in German. So German language skills are not a requirement if it's not a program requirement. So these are the quick facts about DAD, and now I would like to talk to you a little bit more about the funding opportunities that are relevant for you if you choose to study at the Brandenburg University of Technology. So generally speaking, DAD funds study abroad, but we do also fund internships and senior thesis research and other types of research later on. We do provide either a monthly stipend or a lump sum, and those so the funding is intended to cover your living expenses. There again, they're open to students in all fields. And German is definitely not a requirement for the funding opportunities. However, it's definitely an advantage to know some German, and I'm sure maybe Christine will touch on that a little bit later too, and how much German you would need, and also what opportunities that are available for you if you would like to learn some German. Then we will always cover the health insurance, and for some of those scholarships, we also provide some travel reimbursement. So there are three grants I would briefly talk about. You will find more information on the funding on the rdad.org website. But just briefly, some information about the undergraduate scholarship. So this is a program if you choose to study on the undergraduate level just for an exchange. So either just one semester or 2 semesters at the university. And this is intended for applicants in their 2nd or 3rd year to then go during their 3rd or their last year of studies. And so this can be an independently designed program, or if it's a program that's already offered through your university. And this can be for 1 month or 10 months. For one academic semester, or for 2 semesters, so 4 to 10 months. There you go. And then again, in all academic fields, so all programs that are that we talk about today, this scholarship or grant would definitely be you can apply that for these scholarship for this program. You will receive about 650 euros a month, so that's about $700, the health insurance and the travel stipend. And generally speaking, and maybe Christine will also touch on that later a little bit, students really usually need about 700 euros to maybe 1,000 euros. And I know Brandenburg is generally speaking more affordable than maybe some of the other cities. And so with this stipend, you would certainly go a long way, and you wouldn't need to tap into your own savings or need to take a loan, for example. The second study scholarship that we offer that I would like to talk to you about is the study scholarship, and that really is available to you if you would like to pursue a whole master's in Germany for, and that's in either field. You can apply for this grant already as a senior, so in your last year. You don't have to be accepted into the program yet. You just need to know where you want to study and why you want to study. And so you will hear today about master's degree opportunities at the BTU. And so this is really all you would need for the application. And the next deadline will be this November. And finally, the research grant is available to you. We won't talk about PhD programs today or specific research opportunities, but I just wanted to mention this. If you are interested in research in Germany, working with a professor that's at the university, working in a research lab in Germany, you can apply for a research grant starting on the postbac level up to the PhD level. And this research grant is even available to you if you would like to pursue a full doctorate in Germany. So after the master's in Germany, if you would like to stay, you could apply for funding to really do a full doctorate in Germany, and that's funding for 3 years. Here it says the invitation by the host institution is essential, and that really means that if you want to work in a research lab, is that you need an invitation by the research lab that you want to work there and do research. If you are applying to a structured PhD program, you don't necessarily need to be accepted yet, but an email exchange or some other proof that you've been in touch with your mentor that you would like to have for your research project, that would certainly be beneficial and would help you in putting together a very strong application. Now, this is all that I wanted to talk to you today about funding opportunities. There are a lot more funding opportunities available. You can find them on our DAAD.org website, along with other just general information about studying and doing research in Germany. You can also find us on the social media channels, and you can subscribe to our DAAD New York newsletter to stay up to date about any events that are happening in your area, online events like this webinar and upcoming webinars, but then of course also scholarship deadlines and also job opportunities and internship opportunities. And with that, I would like to switch over to Christine's presentation and really allow her to give her presentation on the Brandenburg Technical University. And that looks good. We can see your screen, Christine.
That's perfect. So thank you for this nice introduction, Hani. Welcome to our webinar today on pursue an international degree at BTU. So this is today's outline. I'll quickly talk about BTU, then the study courses offered, why you should study at BTU, the application and admissions process, the city of Cottbus, the campus, some information about the student experience, and some important information in the end. So BTU is quite a young university, which was only funded in 2013 of the former BTU Cottbus and the University of Applied Sciences Lausitz. These two separate universities, of course, already existed for quite a few decades before that. So located on 3 campuses and with more than 70 study programs, BTU offers a broad spectrum of market-oriented as well as traditional degree programs. So from natural sciences and engineering to economics, cultural studies, and even health sciences, BTU offers a wide range of study programs. We have 6 faculties in total and more than 70 study programs, and especially our 12 study programs that are exclusively taught in English are very popular among the German and international students from all over the world. BTU combines outstanding international research with future-oriented teaching and makes an important contribution to society, our culture, and the economy. So here you can see the campus, that's the central campus in Cottbus. The big building on the left is the Information Communication and Media Center, which also includes our library. And then you can see our main campus. Yeah, those are some impressions about the lecture halls, the library from the inside and from the outside. So we have our 6 faculties, like I already said, and our main study focus areas are built environment, health, social, music pedagogy, cultural sciences, engineering sciences, environmental sciences, business sciences, and mathematics, natural, and computer sciences. Here you can see that we offer research-oriented study programs and applied study programs. That's because there was the University of Cottbus and the University of Applied Sciences, which are now one university. So the first main focus area is built environment. Here you can see our study course of excellence, which is architecture. We also offer a lot of English-speaking programs in that area, heritage conservation and site management, for example, heritage studies as a PH.D. program, urban design and world heritage studies. Those are the next focus areas, which we unfortunately don't have any English-speaking programs in. Engineering sciences, power engineering is among one of our most popular English-speaking programs. Environment sciences, people like national and international people really like environmental and resource management. It's very popular. We also have an obligatory semester abroad in that in that study course, which is very popular. Yeah, and those is our last focus area: mathematics, natural sciences, and computer sciences. So we'll only focus on the English taught programs today. I will just quickly talk about some of them. For example, cybersecurity. The program objective of cybersecurity as an international master's program is to train qualified graduates in the field of IT security so that they can meet the growing demands of society. And with its foundation in computer science and engineering, this program especially focuses on both the theoretical and the practical aspects of cybersecurity. So the program equips graduates with the skills needed to design, implement, and manage cybersecurity concepts. So your career opportunities after graduating lay especially in the IT industry, of course. So you can work also in state organizations and administrations, in the military, in large companies, small and medium-sized enterprises, data centers, and news services. And additionally, there are, of course, also always possibilities to get more into cybersecurity research, as it's a quite new field. So the next study course is Environmental and Resource Management. This is our only English taught bachelor's program too. The study course offers an integrated approach to current international issues, helping to improve the quality of professional environmental management for the 21st century. So recognizing that environmental questions can no longer be solved by a singular academic discipline, this course offers classes in a wide range of fields, including technical subjects, as well as classes in natural sciences, sociology, and also economics, for example. After graduating ERM, as it's short called, you can work in the public sector, for example, in environmental administrations, organizations of the European Union or the United Nations even, and supervising agencies. Or you can, of course, also work in the private sector, for example, in engineering and planning enterprises and in the energy production. The next study course on the list today is World Heritage Studies, which is also a very popular study program all over the world. And the program seeks to convey the transdisciplinary knowledge needed for the identification, preservation, the management, and the preservation of cultural and natural sites, heritage sites, of course. So it also provides a comprehensive understanding of the practical, legal, and stakeholder frameworks, together with the ability to critically reflect upon their affordances and limitations. The career opportunities here are especially that you can work in heritage institutions, governmental bodies, private organizations, tourism, museums, universities, but also for the UNESCO offices and national commissions, for World Heritage Sites themselves, and other country-specific cultural organizations. So the last study course I want to present you today is Power Engineering, which I already said is a very famous one. It's an international master's program which aims to convey the knowledge of sustainable energy supply, especially in the European context. And the main focus of teaching centers on the concept of safe, affordable, and environmentally friendly energy generation as one of the most urgent global challenges of the 21st century. Career opportunities here are especially in the academic and industrial research and development, and power generation, transmission, distribution, and application. But you could also go into the field of the design, manufacturing, and sales of technical products, or work as engineers or managers in the power industry. So you, of course, also can pursue a doctoral study, which is especially in the English taught field at BTU. It's a structured PhD program to students that are especially internationally oriented. So the program includes mandatory models in addition to, of course, completing a dissertation. And this program is about 3 years usually. Those are our 3 structured PhD programs: Dependable Systems, Heritage Studies, and Environmental Resource Management. If you want to get any further information also about the German courses, if you're interested in them, please go on our website. We have a huge study data bank that you can consult for that. If you just want to come to Cottbus for 1 or 2 semesters, you could also do a semester abroad. There's always the possibility to come as an exchange student, as a free mover, for example, if our universities don't have a cooperation. But we do have cooperations with over 160 universities in 53 countries. And we have hundreds of international incoming students each year. So we developed our welcome service to perfection, if I can say so. We also offer a bridge to studies. That's a preparation year for people who want to pursue a degree in German, but don't have the required level of German yet. So it's a full academic year German language intensive course. And you also have other classes like intercultural classes on Germany. You do intercultural activities and field trips and excursions with all of your colleagues. And in the end, you get a German C1 certificate. The requirements for that are a German language proficiency on at least B1 level and a higher education entrance qualification, of course. So why would you want to study at BTU? First of all, we have excellent teaching and outstanding research. So BTU sets itself apart from other universities through the excellent support that students receive from their professors and teachers. The level of teaching at our university is high quality and practice-oriented, which prepares students for the best job opportunities, both nationally and internationally too. We have a comprehensive range of study programs and individual career planning. It's possible to design your academic path in such a way that you can enroll in either a university or an applied science study program, which is quite unique in Germany. And additionally, BTU offers a multitude of bilingual and binational programs, as well as close cooperations with partners such as Rolls-Royce. And I already talked about the English-speaking programs we offer. So furthermore, we always have equal opportunities, which is very important to the university. In 2011, BTU signed the Diversity Charter. This means that all students and employees are valued equally. And BTU already has successfully established itself in the international field. So you would be hard pressed to find another university in Germany that already has more international contracts and students as BTU has. And furthermore, there are nearly 33% female students enrolled at BTU, which is incredibly high for a technical university. We also have state-of-the-art facilities, which are, as well as the Information, Communication and Media Center, which you can see on this picture. This center links the library, multimedia, and operational application systems. So internationally is another important part of BTU. Our internationalization strategy includes the following 6 objectives: strategic partnership, geographic orientation, to be an attractive location for international students and researchers through marketing, support, and intercommunication. The internationalization of study programs and teaching is also very important, and there are more international programs in planning right now. International research,
Christine, are you still there? Somehow we lost you, it sounds like. We can still see your screen, but all of a sudden your Your sound went out. Can you hear us still? I apologize for this interruption. It looks like our presenter has some technical issues, and hopefully she can resolve this quickly. At the moment, I don't even know if she can hear us. We can still see the screen, but I'm waiting for confirmation that she can actually hear us. In the meantime, if you do have any questions, feel free to type them in regarding the funding opportunities or studying in Germany in general. I'll be happy to use this time we have right now to just answer some general questions. And hopefully it won't take much longer for Christine to come back online. So bear with me here for a minute. Okay, so it sounds like she's online, but we can't hear her still. All right, I have the confirmation here now that she did, in fact, that her screen froze. So I'll switch back to my screen. And while we wait for her to come back, I will be happy to answer your questions that you may have already. So feel free to ask your questions, and we can use this time to get maybe already a few of the general questions out of the way that you may have about the funding opportunities that are available really also on the undergraduate level for either a full degree program or just for an exchange for just one semester, maybe 2 semesters, or general questions about studying in Germany that are maybe a little too broad for the Brandenburg Technical University part. If you don't have any questions, maybe just share what your interest is. In particular, are you interested in bachelor's degrees, exchange opportunities for maybe your students, or master's programs, just so that we also know who's attending this webinar and who what you're mostly interested in, also so that we can then tailor the rest of this presentation more to your needs and what really interests you, and don't talk about things that maybe not of your interest or little of your interest. I see now that Christine logged off. I suggested to her she log off now and then log back on. Oftentimes that helps. Okay. And so I have a response from Patricia. You said that you're interested in bachelor's degrees in English. What are your students at a high school level still? And if so, also be interesting to know where you are located in the US and where your students are. Maybe if you could just add that, that would be interesting. But yeah, the degree programs in English are certainly more available now in Germany, but still the majority of the, at this point, 1900 plus international degree programs, they're still on the master's level and PhD level. So certainly students do have an opportunity to attend university in Germany on the undergraduate level, pursuing degree programs in English. But more so even on the graduate level, there are a lot of opportunities available and also available at the BTU on the master's and PhD level. Okay, so I see Patricia's students in Iowa are interested, particularly short-term exchange. So yeah, that seems to be, short-term exchange seems to be of interest to a lot of students these days for a variety of reasons. For some, it's their first time abroad and they don't want to spend too much time away from home. But then there are also a lot of other reasons, like maybe you could let us know, Patricia, what your students, why they prefer short-term programs. I know that for some students in particular, they need to take classes at their home institution and to really fulfill their requirements there. So long-term study abroad would not be an option if they want to graduate on time. But there are, of course, many other reasons. So short-term study abroad is certainly great first experience to go abroad and to get the experience. And then, of course, we hope as DAAD that students get interested in further opportunities later on, and maybe even think about pursuing a full degree. Let's check in with Christine again and see if she sent an email I received. Okay. So I just see here she said she can't do anything on the computer. Give her a few more minutes. I really apologize for this. In the meantime, if you have any questions, type them in and I'll make sure to forward them to her as well. Oh, it looks like Christina's back. Yes, hello.
Ah,
You're back.
yeah. This is a computer. I don't have the presentation on that computer now.
Okay, it's a different
Can you
computer,
wait?
but that's not a problem. I have the presentation actually open.
Oh, perfect.
So let's just go through. It's a different view, but you're still able. Let's close this and close this. And have this as a full screen mode. And let's move to the slide that you just...
Extensive network.
this is not equal opportunities. Is this...
No,
Oh, this is the
extensive.
one. This is the one that we had as the last slide when you froze.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was done with that one.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay. So another good reason for studying at BTU is the extensive network. BTU cultivates and strengthens cooperation opportunities with non-university research institutions, partner universities, large industrial partners, as well as small and medium-sized enterprises. These are reflected, for example, in our joint coordinated appointments and joint degrees, in collaborative projects or business corporations within the framework of technology transfer. So, in addition to successful long-standing corporations, such as the one we have with Rolls-Royce, for example, BTU also maintains close collaboration with 160 partners, partner universities in 53 different countries. So the next good reason for studying at BTU is thank you. Is the outstanding staff-student ratio. We have approximately 8,000 students who are served by 197 professors, including guest professors and junior professors, and 629 academic staff members. And furthermore, in order to stimulate the exchange between students and teachers, most courses emphasize a relaxed seminar atmosphere, as you can see in the picture here. So a big part of many study programs is the regular input students receive from guest lecturers who currently work in the field or abroad. So BTU is a charming small campus university, which would be the next good reason for studying at BTU. It's a small university with three locations. We have the central campus in Cottbus, Sachsendorf, and the campus in Senftenberg, which is a city about 40 kilometers away from Cottbus. And the short distance between our campuses allows for ease of study and transportation. For example, the study residences and off-campus residences are in the immediate vicinity of the university and can be reached either by foot or bike. So also the university library is located directly on the central campus. So your time is valuable, and at BTU you won't have to waste any of it commuting. So one of the most important pros, if you would say so, for BTU is the inexpensive cost of living, which in Cottbus is relatively low, especially compared to other university cities in Germany. And this not only means that you can have a very comfortable life on a student budget, but also that you can easily find an affordable apartment, for example, even in the city center and near the university. Furthermore, and very important, leisure activities both in and around Cottbus are really inexpensive. And a big plus is the semester ticket that also allows you to travel to Berlin, Dresden, or another place in the entire state of Brandenburg and Berlin for free. In that little picture, you can see that we only have one semester fee per semester, which is approximately 260 euros. And you can see what other costs would you would have to pay. So in the end, you would end up with 500 to 700 euros a month that you can really good live on. Yeah, the next reason for studying at BTU is that we really like the concept of lifelong learning, and it's very important to us. So from you'll be looked after during the whole academic career, from the college to the university degree, and even we even provide continuing education courses. So what do our students say about BTU? Here you can see Fat, an Indonesian architecture student, and she said that before she started studying in Cottbus, she spent 1 year learning German and got to visit several universities in Germany, and BTU to her seemed just perfect because of the small number of students, the various nationalities, and the facilities offered by the university. Another student, Bobo from Cameroon, who was a PhD student, he said that, he's finished, so he's an alumni now. BTU is a welcoming advocate of multiculturalism and its high diversity of several students with various ethnicities has made it a truly unique and interesting place to study. Its robust and flexible system of study has not only given me real and unique benefits in my professional development, but also my development as a human being. It has improved my cultural awareness, made me professionally more creative, flexible, and smarter. So we also have alumni who really like to keep in touch with us. Here you can see Anna Komar. She studied business administration and works now as a management consultant in Berlin. And she said that despite having professional projects in many countries, she decided to put down her roots in Berlin, Brandenburg, where she's been working and living for 15 years already. So yeah, she developed deep friendships in this region, and yeah, this is Anton, and he graduated in mathematic modeling and works at BTU now, and he really liked the modern equipment and the state-of-the-art laboratories. So the next point today is the application and admission process. So it's easy. You apply in 3 steps. Step 1 is you choose a study program that you can see on our webpage. We have a study program database that you just chose your option. Then the second step is you prepare the documents needed according to our applications and admissions framework that we also provide on the website. And the third step is to prepare the application form through the right portal, which in this case is UniAssist. So now a few information about the city you would live in, Cottbus. Cottbus is located in the northeast of Germany, between Germany's capital Berlin and Dresden, which you can see on the next slide in the little picture. So the location of Cottbus offers a convenient starting point for trips to the region of Lower Lusatia. Cottbus was mentioned in historical records first in 1156, when it gained importance as a trade center, and what originally began as a prominent cloth and linen weaver industry soon evolved into a growing industry of brown coal mining. Today, Cottbus has grown from a little town to a little bigger city and has built a reputation as a center for academic, sports, and cultural activities. The landscape of Lower Lusatia is characterized by the Spreewald and its small canals and waterways, as well as by the Slavonic minority called the Sorbs. which you can see on the next slide. Yeah, their language, which is similar to Polish, is still used and spoken in Lower Lusatia. And the Sorbian people really enriched the city of Cottbus with numerous traditional festivals and customs, as you can also see in the picture above here. So Cottbus is located along the river Spree and has a variety of parks, gardens that extend along the riverbanks. And just southeast of the city, you will find one of Germany's most beautiful scenic gardens, the Brandenburg Park, that you can see on the next slide, or the slide after that. This park was designed by, this side, the pyramid, is the grave of the Duke Hermann von Pückler, who designed the Brandenburg Park, which is quite famous, in the 19th century, inspired by the English garden architecture. Also on this slide, you can see that we also have German Christmas markets, like everywhere in Germany. And on the next slide, you'll see some cultural highlights. We have a big and quite famous theater. We have a castle and a lot of water. Next slide, please. Those are some historic impressions from the that's the inner city of Cottbus, which has quite some old and nice buildings to offer. So the campus you would live and study on. The central campus of Cottbus is the largest of the 3 BTU campuses and is located in the heart of the city. So a lot of shops, bars, and restaurants are not too far away. The campus library is just across the main building, which is also quite convenient. Here you can see the library, which stands for Information, Communications, and Multimedia Center, and this is one of the architectural highlights of BTU and was designed by the Swiss architects Herzog and de Meuron. In 2006, the ICMC, how it's short called, even received the Library of the Year award. For more impressions of BTU and Cottbus, you can click on the link that is also presented on the slide, which will give you a short movie or film about Cottbus and BTU. So, your student experience in Cottbus. There are, of course, different possibilities on how to live in Cottbus, and many students decide to rent a room in the dormitories offered close to the university. In comparison to other German cities, you have a good chance to actually getting a room in Cottbus. But of course, this number is also limited. So we recommend that as soon as you apply and you really choose to come to Cottbus, that you should apply for a room from your home country as soon as you receive your letter of admission latest. So if you should not get a room with the Studentenwerk on time, or if you would simply prefer to live off campus, there are different options for you to find a suitable room or apartment. Finding the right place is not always easy, especially if you are still in your home country, which is why we would recommend you arrive well before the semester begins and start your search for private accommodation on site. There are plenty of shared living arrangements, so-called WGs in Cottbus too. So you'll be able to find posted leaflets, advertising rooms available on info boards around the university, especially the main cafeteria or other university buildings. But you can also already look online, and there are numerous websites offering, for example, the one here, WG gesucht. We also provide a lot of international student services, for example, the welcome and registration point. We support international students to settle easily into the immediate environment and to familiarize with the German culture. There is an orientation week in the beginning of the semester for German and international students together. We, the International Relations Office, also organize the orientation and intercultural preparatory programs, also excursions for international students and student activities. For example, the Cottbus Open Festival, which is once a year, We also organize theater visits, cultural nights, and excursions. And our buddy program is quite popular for international students, yeah, where you have your personal buddy that shows you around. So a few financing opportunities. Hani already talked about the numerous scholarships through DAAD you could apply for. There are also numerous student jobs, especially in Berlin, which we are very close to. And of course, parent support is always very important at this point. So as leisure time is quite important, a few words to our sports offer. The Sports Center offers a large variety of sports courses for all interests, and it's also a host for sports tournaments, as well as university championships and active participation in provincial competitions. Furthermore, the Sports Center offers preparation and training for sports tournaments of the German University Sports Federation too. Yeah, some more impressions about sports at BTU. We really offer almost everything. So some important dates and deadlines. The semester period, at least for the winter semester, is always from the beginning of October to the end of March. Here you can see a few important holidays, and very important, the application deadline for bachelor's degrees is until the 31st of August in your case, because the US students don't need a student visa in advance. And for the master's degrees, it's also the 31st of August. Yeah, if you want to take part in the preparation year Bridge of Studies to improve your German, then the application deadline is the 15th of July. Yeah, so be curious, let yourself be inspired, be unique, you will never regret it. Become part of the BTU community.
Great, thank you, Christine. Do you have your contact information on the slide as well?
It's the last slide.
Okay, perfect. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm the one.
So, yeah.
I'm the one who has the slides. I forgot for a second. Wonderful. We have a participant here who is actually not interested for herself, but she has students. She already posted a few questions while you were like starting the other computer, and so she says that she's interested in learning more about opportunities for her students. She in particular has students that are interested in short-term opportunities at the beginning, and maybe are interested in long-term ones later. Can you briefly talk about opportunities for students who, for now, maybe just want to go for maybe the summer or the semester? Can you briefly just say what opportunities are available for that?
Yeah, we offer summer schools usually, which last from 1 week up to 3 weeks. They are always announced on our webpage under summer schools. There are numerous different topics that are addressed. Unfortunately, now there was not a single one planned. Otherwise, I would have told you about that. Yeah, and then there always is the opportunity to just spend 1 or 2 semesters as an exchange student in Cottbus. You can do this as a free mover, as if the university is not already a partner of ours. So you would be inscribed in or enrolled in your home university and just spend 1 semester here in Cottbus.
Mm-hmm. And so for the summer courses, will that be posted later in the year, or what you just mentioned, does that mean that this summer there won't be any short summer courses available for international students?
This depends on the departments here in at our university. Every department organizes the summer schools individually, and we only get an information that there will be one, so we can actually do the marketing.
Okay. When do you expect, like usually, when are the dates when they post, when they finalize their summer programs? So when interested students and also advisors would find the information for the upcoming summer?
Latest in June, I think, because most summer schools are from July to September. Usually they are posted in April, May.
Okay. So we can expect them to go online sometime soon. And would those summer schools be fee-based, or would that also just be the tuition fees that students pay for a semester?
They are usually fee-based, and the fees always depend on the program, like how many excursions there are, how much of the equipment you use, but it's usually not expensive. I know that heritage and the whole culture summer programs are usually not expensive at all. That can vary. If it's a technical field and you need a lot of equipment, then that might be more expensive.
When you say expensive or not expensive, can you give us like a ballpark? Because the fees, I think, in Germany and in the US sometimes differ, and the idea of what is affordable and what's not sometimes may not be the same. Just so that we can have an idea of what students would have to spend on average.
Okay. Usually it's just for accommodation. And I know that there was one summer school last year that was completely sponsored for foreign students. And but on the other hand, there was, for example, also a summer school that was 2 weeks long, and students had to pay 650 or 700 euros, which was mostly for accommodation and for the transportation to the excursions.
Okay, so basically, if there are fees, then students will also receive something besides the. It's not just for the tuition fees. This is actually to pay for transportation, 2 trips, and the accommodation. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So for anyone who's interested, then just keep an eye out on the website that Christine mentioned, and see if there are any programs available for this summer in the field that you're interested in. Do we have another question here from the attendees? In the meantime, maybe another question that I sometimes get for students that are interested in pursuing a program in English. Is there the chance for students to take German classes while they're on campus so that they can improve their German skills while they are taking classes in English?
Yes, of course. We offer German courses at a beginner level, but also any other level. And we also offer many different languages. There are Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, Arabic courses. We offer a lot of language courses, especially German as a foreign language, of course.
Okay, great. And so you've mentioned a few of your alumni, and just as like a follow-up question for that, can you briefly, or do you know of students, like where are they mostly in Germany, or do they maybe go and work abroad, and do you have examples of like maybe companies where they are, or what their career path looked like after they graduated from the BTU?
This also depends on the respective study program, especially in the field of heritage. People usually do not stay in Germany. They mostly work for the UNESCO and ICOMOS and other big organizations, or in museums or universities too. And in the technical field, in engineering, many people end up at big companies like Siemens, Vattenfall, the whole energy supply companies.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that the architects also never have a problem finding a job afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Do you actually, and this is a follow-up question, so do you, does the BTU have already maybe internship setups or connections to the industry and companies in the area? So is there the support there from the university, or is that something that just students find on their own?
I mean, most students find internships on their own, but we do have a career service and also a foundation service, which also might be quite interesting, actually. So the career service can help you. They actively help you finding jobs and internships, and our foundation service even helps you to found your own startup, even up to 5 years after you graduated, all for free.
Okay, great. That sounds all great. Thank you for your presentation. Is there another question from the audience? I don't have any more question on my part, but we do have another minute or two to get another question answered from the audience. If we don't get another question, maybe for you, Christine, is there anything else that you would like to say? You shared with me earlier before the webinar that you were actually a student. You were a student at the BTU, and you just recently graduated. Is there maybe something from the from your insider knowledge, like what you can maybe share with the audience from someone who actually attended the university?
Well, I've done my bachelor's in environmental resource management, which was a great program because there is this obligatory semester abroad, which is a great opportunity, not only academically, but also personally. I've been myself to Chile for this semester abroad. And for my master's, I study World Heritage Studies. And I have to say that I really, really like these international programs. The people were great. They were like, we Germans were really the minority, and it was so much fun to get to know that many cultures, and also the different study areas we had. Like, we focused on many, like, our field of study was very, very broad, which I liked a lot. It was very diverse, and people here are very helpful, and they basically made everything possible. If you wanted to create your own schedule, then you could do so.
Okay, great. That sounds wonderful. And so we will share. I will share the recording of this presentation and also your slides and the DAD slides on our DAD.org website on the webinar page. I will also share this link with all registered attendees, so you will receive a follow-up email from me here at some point today or the very latest tomorrow. Before we close this webinar, Christine, is there anything that you would like to add that you may have forgotten during the presentation?
Not that I recall. No.
Okay. Well, for you who listened live, thank you very much for joining us. For those who listened to the recording, feel free to get in touch with either Christine or myself later on if you have any follow-up questions. And I invite you to also go and visit our respective websites, where there is a lot more information on the Brandenburg University of Technology at their website, and of course about studying in general, and also the funding opportunities available to Germany on our DAD.org website. And with that, thank you very much, Christine, for joining us today from Germany. Thank you very much for all our listeners today, and I hope to hear you and see you sometime soon in the future in one of our upcoming webinars. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Thank you, and thank you for your patience.